All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Fall River Historical Commission. This is a special meeting for the commission. We are meeting virtually via Zoom. It is Thursday, July 6th, 2023. It is 6 p.m. The meeting itself is being recorded, will be available on YouTube afterwards. It will also be put onto Fall River Government TV. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or a video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. May I get a roll call, please?
Okay, Rick Mancini, present through Zoom.
Thank you.
Joyce Rodrigues, present.
Elizabeth DeBlock, present.
And Jason Bouchard-Naraki, present via Zoom. We do have Connie Soul is absent, and we do have 2 open seats. Let's see. The first item on the agenda is to review and approve the minutes from the June 22nd, 2023 meeting. Elizabeth had passed those around just after the last meeting. Were there any questions on it?
No?
Okay.
I make a motion to just accept those.
All right. I
I'll
have a
second the motion.
Elizabeth. All right. Motion by Rick and a second by Elizabeth. Roll call vote to approve the minutes. Rick?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
And Jason Bouchard-Naraki, yes. Thank you. All right. And do we have any citizen input for tonight? No? All right. So we are, the second item on the agenda, we are reviewing the item that was tabled from the June 22nd, 2023 meeting. It is regarding the waiver of the 6-month demolition delay for number 63 Water Street, station of the Fall River Electric Light Company. We do have Bob, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and your address, and or at least who you're representing.
Yeah, Robert Bogan, 63 Water Street, and looking for filing a permit with the city of Fall River for a demolition permit for the Ironworks Complex power plant.
We did, so we had tabled it because we were going to reach out to Rick. I cannot remember the name of the
The Fall River Cultural District.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I know that you had reached out to Sandy Dennis and members of that committee.
I did.
Okay.
And if you want to cut to the chase, I would lift that motion from the table, and I would make a new motion to accept the demolition permit issuance.
Okay.
We have had, there was no one who had any negative response from the cultural district.
Mhm.
And that also went out to that whole community out there, and no one was opposed to it. So, there were no negative comments, and that was my whole intent. Let's just get everyone that's involved in that area to just have a little input.
Right.
So I make the new motion to accept the proposal to shorten the 6-month delay.
Okay, so this is the approval to waive the 6-month delay altogether
Correct.
for that property. Okay. All right, so we have a motion by Rick. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All right, so I have a motion by Rick and a second by Joyce. This is to waive the 6-month demolition delay. I got a roll call vote, please. Rick?
I vote yes.
Okay. Joyce?
I vote yes.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay, and Jason Bouchard-Naraki, yes. So that'll waive the delay. Bob, I will send an email, or sorry, a letter over to you that you can use to apply for your demolition permit that the city will require. It'll just indicate that the board has voted to waive the demolition delay ordinance on that. So there should be, that's basically all that you'll need.
Well, I appreciate that. I know I appreciate everybody taking the time to do a special meeting on this. Everybody's time, personal time is precious, so I appreciate everybody making the effort, and thank you very much.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day. Have a good rest of the day. Thanks.
Yes, you too as well.
Thanks. So let's see, the next, for correspondence, we haven't had anything recently, although I do expect a few things to come up between now and the next meeting, which will be in just a little less than 2 weeks. Same thing with no new business and no old business. So just under open discussion, just to, there was a few, there's I think a social media post for Fall River Development News regarding the demolition of this particular property, and there was some commentary regarding there is confusion with what our board does. In this case, there's no way to really prevent demolition. The organization had acquired the property in its current state, and the building has only was only listed on the registry of significant structures in 2015, and it was never listed on the National Register of Historic Places. So that alone would have at least enabled it to have some sort of historic tax credits from the federal level, but because it was merely just listed on the city registry, there was an awful lot of work. I did take a look at the building. There's an awful lot of work that would have to get done, and I think it wouldn't be financially viable for any type of rehab. It would be all coming out of the pockets for Borden and Remington to rehab the building. So I just wanted to clarify that with regard to the waiver. Were there any questions on that?
No,
If you saw
I
that?
read those same Facebook
Yep.
text also, both the negative and the positive.
Mhm.
And the negatives, I just consider the source from which they come. Sometimes it's people maybe good intentioned, but they
Mhm.
don't do their research. They don't go over and physically look at the situation. They
Mhm.
don't research the history. And then they're very quick to be judgmental. So I just consider the source from which it comes, and I don't get excited about that.
Right. And I did take a look at the building, and I mean, it really needed a lot, and it had some really cool features with the brickwork on it, but hasn't been used in decades. It lost its smokestack already. The roof was compromised, so there were more negatives against it than positives. And in the grand scheme of things, we have plenty of mills that are waiting in the line to be rehabbed, and the downtown that is just ripe for that too. So there's more good elsewhere in the city, I think. And yeah. So anyways, just wanted to put that out there because there is some confusion as to what we do, and we can't stop a demolition, unfortunately. So with that said, so we will be meeting next. This is a very quick meeting. We will be meeting next on Tuesday, July 18th. So I will be sending out the agenda for that by next week. Were there any other questions or comments or anything like that?
No, I have
No.
none.
All right. So the time is 6:09 p.m.
You entertain a motion to adjourn?
Yes, please.
Well, I'll second
Okay,
that
I'll
motion.
make that motion.
All right. So Rick, and second by Joyce. All right, to adjourn at 6:09 p.m. Make it a roll call. Rick,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
and Jason Bouchard Naraki, yes.